Well, I wasn't expecting this to happen while I was resupplying the submarine. NATO wins. Warsaw Pact falls apart. The governments of Poland, Czechoslovakia, and Hungary have proclaimed their immediate and unilateral withdrawal from the Warsaw Pact. The armed forces of the respective nations were ordered to disengage from any war operations aimed towards the West, while using all means necessary to protect national sovereignty. In effect, this means that any Soviet force operating in or by support of any of these nations must either withdraw to find themselves in a two-front war. It is, as of this hour, not certain how the Soviet Union will respond to this sudden development. Well, that's interesting. Also a little bit early, I think. Not that I'm complaining. G'day ladies and gents, and welcome back to Cold Waters with Mags, and welcome back to the 1968 campaign. And, well, apparently the Soviet Union is having a very bad week, and I couldn't be happier. So, that was an interesting message to receive as we were closing in on our target zone. Now, once again, we are back off the Norwegian coast. Once again, we are hunting a bunch of surface ships. However, this time we are hunting a major anti-submarine warfare patrol, likely containing a capital ship. This is because, as it currently stands, NATO is operating boomers off of the coast of Norway, and this fleet is here to try and find them. So our job is to deal with them first. So, first things first, we better actually start identifying some targets here. So that was a quick one. Cashin, which makes sense.
One is classified as escort.
Back to the start.
Any course.
What have we got here? That is reading as a trawler.
Sonar 02 is
Don't know if that's
classified
accurate or
as
not. We'll
merchant.
do a confirm soon enough. That's not quite right. That's reading as a trawler.
Sonar 03 is classified as merchant.
Have I got the right fleet here? Estimated range 11 kilometers. Go to periscope depth. Heading to the Cashin is 36. Raise periscope. This doesn't seem right. Right, so we have another target that's popped up, E4. Reading at about 36.
Sonar new contact bearing 034, designated 05.
2 vessels close. Cashin and Moskva. So I was right, we have capital ship, and this is definitely the one we want then. Now where is these other two? I just want to confirm what they are. One is there, reading at 68, so we're too far. There's one. Trawler, and the second one. Right, both confirmed forward. We have another. What's the other master? I don't know, but that Cashin is heading directly towards me at this point. There's another ship hidden in behind it. Oh, wait, is that it? Is that the one?
Sonar Master 5 is classified as
Another troll. Trawlers everywhere. Right, I I reckon we got detected then. We were up for too long. Alright, so we have a weak duct, moderate layer, at 185 feet. So if we can get below that, that'll help matters, but we were up for too long. Range 12.6 and heading in our direction. What's its speed? 15 knots. And the Moskva is at 16. Alright, so I want these at surface running. Hold 5. Speed's accelerated to 20. Now, are they going to turn and run? That's the question. Just need to give this a second.
Lost contact. Master 3. Last bearing 075.
That's alright. Don't worry, I'm not worried about the trawlers. Although they'd have a hell of a view for the surface at the moment. They'd be Norwegian trawlers watching a friggin' Moskva sail through the area. And the Moskva is turning back. Keshin is still heading forward. It's likely going to turn back as well. They don't appear to be running. They wouldn't have any reason to. ASW patrol, and we're a submarine. We're their primary target. They shouldn't run. Alright. So, shoot 1,
Aye, sir.
shoot 2,
Aye, sir.
we lost 1, that's not what I wanted, we lost 2, god damn it. Two wasted torps. Absolutely wasted torps. Actually, Keshin is turning away. Why is Keshin turning away? She can't have heard that torpedo launch. Not from below the duct and not at this range, and not when she's doing 17 knots. She should be screaming in on top of us. Actually, that trawler might be about to have a bad day. It's looking at the angle we launched those on. Alright, so I'm going to try and get this hook around on Moskva. Moskva's going to be our primary target. I'll take Keshin if I can. But this is going to be some long shots, because I do not want to get near these two. Moskva can do, I think, let's actually confirm, Moskva I think can do 31 knots. 31 knots, and it's like 35 for Keshin, 36 for Keshin. So yeah, these two can outrun our torpedoes technically. Moskva will probably catch. Keshin can straight outrun our torps, and all of them have surface deployed torpedoes, or anti-submarine warfare torpedoes. They have, I think Moskva's got, which I think they've both got. They do. They've both got buddy long-range depth charges. They can fire in on us as well, so they can attack us from range. Moskva will have helicopters, or it is more than likely she will have helicopters. Even in early form, she should have a couple. And she's got a passive, like, towed sonar array, so we can't even sneak in close to her to get these shots. We've got to get rid of her quickly. She's all sorts of bad news. Although I do think I've sunk a Moskva already in this campaign, so this will be my second one. I'm pretty sure, I'm almost positive I took a Moskva very early on in the campaign. Alright, so we've had a little bit of a sonar glitch here. Moskva's showing up here now, but I know Moskva is over here at the moment. It's because she's turned back. You can see the curve back. And she's put her props behind herself, so she's closed us, so she's hidden a bit. Keshin, however, has turned back. This is not a fake, this is real. So I'm trying to get a pincer on Keshin as much as I can. I'm concerned about Torpedo 2. Because I need Keshin to panic fire on Torpedo 1, not Torpedo 2. Because otherwise those torpedoes could intersect with my location, and I do not want to be doing torpedo beats in only 700 meters, or actually less, 650 meters of water, with bugger all in the way of ducks and nothing I can hide beneath at low, especially not against any submarine warfare patrol like this. I mean, if the Moskva puts up all 4 helicopters, I can have 4 helicopters dropping torps and using dipping sonar to triangulate my location, plus having Kashin firing off torpedoes at me, plus having Moskva fire off torpedoes at me, and having Moskva, and she can, I'm pretty sure she can rocket launch her torpedoes, as well as firing off artillery depth charges into my location. So, yeah, there are many things that I want. That is not one of them. Here's Keshin's current speed. Keshin is still reading 24 knots, so she should not be able to hear these torpedoes. But she is, that is correct, closing. So we're going to have to start setting up the trap. Yes, we're going to have to start setting up the trap. So I'm going to set these to activate short because I need them to get their speed boost now. Remember, when they're running on waypoints, they are slower. Once they're active, they will go faster. They are both running passive at the moment. I have not turned on the active sonar on these torpedoes yet. That will instantly give away their location and what's going on. I don't want that to happen just yet, but I do want them to get their speed boosts. So 2 can run long. Keshin reading 86. That looks like a more genuine location. Alright, so I actually want to turn one away at this point. Run parallel, make a corridor for him to drive down, and then cross these torpedoes over, pop Keshin, and then we can start working out what to do with Moskva. I'd rather have taken Moskva first, but she's over here somewhere and she's not closing in. Alright, so turning over torpedo 1 to intercept. Keshin has fired, likely on torpedo 1. At least I'm hoping it's on torpedo 1. So there's the cross. First torpedo has intercepted. Cool. Second torpedo has intercepted. And there's the countermeasures. Keshin just drove straight into that one. Right, that was significantly easier than normal. Normally she puts up more of a fight than that. Alright, so I'm going to change heading.
Come right to 073 LI.
Because I'm actually not entirely sure where Keshin's other torpedo went. Reload tube 1. maybe the cross just got her that well there that she just didn't know where to go. I'm really not sure. Regardless, that is one down.
Come left 2, 0,
Now,
2, helm I.
I need to know what Mosk was up to. Last bearing we've got on her is at 43 and she's at 30 knots. So what's she doing?
Make depth 458 dive I.
Let's go back to periscope depth. We'll poke our heads out of the water again and see if we can locate what Mosk was up to. We've still got the torpedo running here. Our Torp 2 still has TTR, 22 minutes and 20 seconds, so we are fine for the moment. We've got a bit to go here. She should probably point it directly north. Ah!
Noisemaker bearing 041.
Wait. No way. Mosk was that close?
Con, helm, steady course.
Shows Mosk for turning away. No speed.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing.
Second countermeasure. That is Moskva, and she's detected the torpedo. That is Moskva, and she has detected the torpedo. Alright, periscope up. Right. Why this actually annoys me a little bit. The periscope should always resend it to 0. Alright, so Moskva is at 34. Should be that hard to find. There she is. She is turned back in our direction, so we can actually turn our torpedo here. Alright, let's put that down for the moment, because she will be able to detect us otherwise. And let's go back to 250 meters.
Make depth 2508 dive I.
She had all 4 helicopters on deck still, so she hasn't launched her helicopters. But she does have them. Surface running. And shoot 1 away. And Moskva is turning back for some reason. Still 20 minutes on torpedo, so we're fine there. 1 torp won't be enough to take her out, but if we can hit her in the aft section, we should blow her engines, or at least damage her propulsion in general, and that'll slow her down and she'll be easier to hit. 31 knots is, it's possible, but it's a pain in the ass. But if we can break her engines, then she's just a target. A very, 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 very big and expensive target that the Russians won't want to lose, and I'm more than happy to have them lose. And it looks like she is going to turn straight back into the path of the torpedo, which is good. But I actually want the torpedo just to hold course and not turn for her at the moment. And now let's have a panic a little bit as well.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 026.
Con dive at 2508 dive I.
Right, she's at 31 knots, so Moskva is now at maximum speed. You can see how slowly we're closing in here, so I can actually jump us off target. And you can see a little trick of the AI there. The AI always knows what your torpedo is doing. The second we turned our torpedo away, The Moskva immediately changed course in the other direction because it knew the torpedo was setting up an intercept. That's a little cheat that the AI has. If the AI knows you have a torpedo in the water, if it's within its detection range, the AI is always 100% aware of exactly where that torpedo is going and which direction it's pointing. Well, we've got time here, 17 minutes. So this torpedo's not going to run out all that soon, and the other torpedo should be here well in time.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing.
I'm just using the reason why you're not getting a lock here at the moment is I'm actually manually controlling the lock, keeping the torpedo on the path that I want it to. I can release it at any time, and it should reacquire. There we go.
Weapon acquired.
It'll countermeasure here in a second and throw it off, and I'll have to manually take control again. That's what we're looking at the moment. We're being dodged by something the size of a small aircraft carrier. Continue to intercept. Do. You're dropping torps. You detected the incoming. Actually, that's not good because you detected the incoming. You're going to do a direction change here because you've detected the incoming at an angle that could have that torpedo intercepting the permanent, and we don't want that. Moscow is down to 19 knots. Yep, it worked. We nailed the propulsion. So the next torpedoes will be easy. She's not dead in the water, but she's not in a good way. Alright, so torpedo 2 active. Let's reload the tubes again. That's right, Master 2 is just a trawler. My target is right here. And she knows what's coming, and she knows there's nothing she can do about it. That's actually still dangerous. That could pick us up. Right, I need this one active and tracking targets as quickly as possible. There you are. So we've got the Moskva. We're getting sonar feed off of our torpedo at the moment because she's out 3.7 kilojars from our location. Torpedo's locked, still only at 19 knots.
Torpedo room 2-2 ready.
I'm wondering if I should go to flank.
Noisemaker bearing 0.
That will likely break the it'll likely break the cord. No, we should be fine without breaking the cable, I think.
Fire control, weapon acquired.
Very good. So Still at 19, so this torpedo is going to be an easy hit. If this doesn't sink her, we'll do a bit of a run just to open up a gap. Well, I do want to take a bit of manual control here. It's not bad. So I do want to take manual control. We want to take this torpedo and we want to make sure this one hits her in the bow. For those who don't understand how these, the Mark 48 and Mark 37 torpedoes work and what we're talking about, these torpedoes essentially spool a giant cable through the ocean that connects them to the master submarine. There is tens of kilometers of cable in this. It's super fine, it's very easy to break, but it allows the parent submarine to take direct control of the torpedo. And this is how guidance works on these. They're still plugged into the submarine that fired them. And that took out Mosfet. So 2 was enough. I was expecting to have to take 3. Looks like the torpedo has not picked us up. And it does look like all 4 helicopters were on deck when she was down. So she never launched them, which means she never had an exact location on where we were at. If she does actually detect us, she will launch those helos. So she never knew precisely where we were, just that we were there. Anyways, that is Mosfet down. I tell you, the Russians must build fantastic chains. Alright, so Kashin sunk, Mosfet early sunk. Weapons remaining, 6 Mark 16s. We've still got 12 37s on board, so our stores are pretty good at this point. Right, USS Plunger, SSN 595. Mission update, excellent job, Commander. Your neutralization of this high priority target will severely reduce the enemy's ability to support operations against our boys. Sends regards to your crew, await further orders. Alright, so convoys arrived. The convoys from North America continue to ferry goods to Western Europe with minimal losses. It has been attributed to efficient operations on the NATO naval forces. The convoy system worked in World War I and World War II, and it still works today. Meanwhile, in Western Europe, food and material shortages have failed to materialize in the unoccupied territories. Authorities urge citizens not to make runs on banks, but instead show restraint so that the final system can remain functional despite the ongoing conflict. So basically, nothing bad is happening. Oh, here we go. Recent Soviet port activity indicates that enemy ballistic missile submarines are being ready to sail from Kremenka within 48 hours, likely to attempt to break out into the North Atlantic where they will be able to free to strike North American targets. You are to intercept and destroy them before they can do so. If you fail this mission, you may not have a home base to return to. Be advised, enemy ballistic missile submarines likely escorted by 1 or more attack submarines. Now we're talking. Well, that will be the next mission, ladies and gents. Hope you enjoyed this one, and thank you very much for watching. As always, Cold Waters will be returning to the channel very soon, and until next time, remember to click that like button if you did, share and subscribe if you want to see more, and as always, take care.